All right, close your eyes for a moment if you can. Imagine stepping into a kitchen bathed in the soft, morning light, the air thick with the promise of something truly delectable.
Hmm, I know that feeling.
Perhaps it's the invigorating scent of ripe summer berries bubbling beneath a golden, buttery crust. Or maybe the deeply comforting aroma of roasted peanuts, caramelized and rich, baked into a pie that feels like a warm hug.
Definitely evocative.
Yeah.
That smell alone tells a story.
That feeling of anticipation, that sense of nostalgia and profound comfort, that right there is the essence of what we're about to explore today. Welcome to the Deep Dive, your ultimate shortcut to being genuinely well-informed. We meticulously sift through stacks of sources to extract those essential nuggets of knowledge and insight, all delivered with surprising facts and just enough humor to keep you utterly hooked. Today, we're not just taking a culinary detour. We're embarking on an immersive journey into the very sweet heart of Virginia. Our mission isn't simply to recount recipes, but to uncover the rich tapestry of stories, the enduring traditions, and the meticulous craftsmanship that elevate beloved Southern desserts from mere food to cherished cultural touchstones.
Yeah, it's about getting behind the recipe, isn't it? Understanding the why.
Exactly. It's about understanding the profound significance that food holds in our lives and our history.
And to guide us through this particular exploration, we're drawing our insights from a truly special and, I think, authoritative source, the Shrimp Boat book series.
Ah, yes.
Specifically the volume titled The Shrimp Boat Recipes from Home. And this is important. This isn't a fleeting online blog or, a collection of crowdsourced recipes from some website.
Right, that's a key distinction we wanted to make.
It really is. This is a meticulously curated, published series. It offers a tangible, deeply researched connection to culinary practices that have stood the test of time, evolving and refining over generations.
Generations, yeah.
These aren't just recipes. They are foundational elements, meticulously documented, reflecting long-standing regional cuisine and culture.
That distinction is so important, isn't it? There's something inherently grounding and, well, trustworthy about delving into a physical book series, especially one dedicated to home recipes.
Absolutely. Grounding is a good word for it.
It speaks to a level of dedication, authenticity, and, like you said, generational knowledge that you truly appreciate when you're trying to understand the deep nuances of our region's food culture.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just a list of ingredients. It's a living document of heritage, preserved and passed down.
And what's truly compelling here is how published collections like Recipes from Home act as culinary archives. They don't just record what people ate, but they offer invaluable clues as to how they prepared it.
The methods, yeah.
Which ingredients were prioritized, maybe based on local availability, and even the broader social and economic context surrounding these dishes.
That's fascinating. So it's context as much as content.
Exactly. They capture the very soul of home cooking, the methods and traditions that might otherwise be lost in our, fast-paced world.
So true. And for this deep dive, we've zeroed in on a very specific set of lenses through which to examine these culinary treasures from the book. We're going to unpack the fascinating interplay of flavor, texture, and presentation. What makes them so iconic and memorable.
The sensory experience, essentially.
Right. And we'll explore the rich tapestry of regional culinary culture from which these treats originate, understanding precisely how they became embedded in the very identity of Virginia.
The where and why they belong there.
Crucially, we'll examine the vital importance of fresh and healthy ingredients, used both individually for their inherent goodness and synergistically for their combined impact. That freshness factor seems key in these recipes.
Oh, absolutely fundamental. We'll see that time and again.
And finally, we'll zoom in on the favorite methodology, or you could say the preferred techniques and meticulous steps that elevate these simple, honest ingredients into truly extraordinary culinary experiences.
The craft behind the comfort food.
Precisely. We'll be focusing our sweet tooth on two incredible Virginia desserts from the book, each a star in its own right. The vibrant Virginia Blackberry Cobbler, a pure symphony of summer.
Could almost taste it.
And the rich, comforting Virginia peanut pie, a deeply nutty Southern treasure. Prepare yourself because you're about to gain a whole new appreciation for the stories, the science, and the soul behind Southern sweets.
Sounds delicious. Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's really delve into what makes these recipes so deeply ingrained in Virginia's identity. The sources from the Shrimp Boat Recipes from Home, they consistently emphasize that these are far more than just a dessert.
Right, that phrase comes up repeatedly.
They're described as a sweet slice of Southern history, a piece of Southern heritage, and fundamentally a reflection of Southern warmth and hospitality.
That last one feels particularly central, doesn't it? Hospitality.
It really does. They are cherished throughout the state of Virginia, often enjoyed at family gatherings or as a comforting treat on a quiet evening. So this isn't just about satisfying a sweet craving. It sounds like they carry immense cultural weight, almost like edible heirlooms.
That's a great way to put it. Edible heirlooms. And what's fascinating here is how food, particularly these types of home-baked desserts, becomes a living artifact of core cultural values.
Like what specifically?
Well, think about generosity, community, celebration, and especially resourcefulness. In the South, hospitality isn't just a social custom. It's a profound expression of care.
Okay.
And offering a homemade pie or cobbler is a tangible manifestation of that. You're not simply providing sustenance. You're extending warmth, sharing the bounty of your home and your region, and inviting a deeper connection.
So bringing a pie isn't just bringing dessert, it's bringing care.
Exactly. Think about it. A freshly baked dessert brought to a gathering communicates effort, love, and an abundance of spirit. It signals that you value your guests, that you've taken time for them. This isn't merely about indulging a sweet tooth. It's about nurturing relationships, honoring ancestral traditions, and celebrating the land itself.
Celebrating the land.
These dishes embody what the source calls the sweet essence of the Old Dominion state, referring, of course, to Virginia, and truly offer a slice of Virginia's charm and a taste of its bountiful harvest.
Ah, bountiful harvest. That points to the ingredients again.
It does. They represent a unique blend of what the land provides and what human ingenuity, home cooking ingenuity can create from it.
You can almost picture it, can't you? A sprawling family gathering on a sun-drenched Sunday afternoon, maybe after church or some big communal meal.
Yeah, the classic Southern Sunday dinner image.
The air hums not just with laughter and conversation, but with the intoxicating aroma of a freshly baked cobbler or pie cooling on a windowsill, just waiting to be shared.
The centerpiece, often.
These desserts become silent witnesses to generations of stories, to shared memories, to those quiet, comforting moments that truly define a family or a community.
They absorb the atmosphere in a way.
And the concept of resourcefulness you mentioned particularly resonates here, taking what's locally abundant, like seasonal berries, or a staple crop like peanuts, and through skill and care, transforming it into something truly extraordinary and deeply comforting.
Absolutely. The historical context of Southern cooking, especially home cooking, often involved making the absolute most of what was readily available, what was there.
Right, you used what you had.
Exactly. When a region is naturally rich in particular produce, as Virginia is with its blackberries in summer, or its year-round peanut harvest, those ingredients organically become central to the cuisine. It just makes sense.
It is logical.
The creativity and culinary wisdom of generations came in developing methods not just to eat these items fresh, but to preserve them, transform them, and celebrate them in various forms, like desserts.
So desserts weren't just an afterthought, they were a celebration.
Very much so. In this sense, they become a beautiful celebration of the land's generosity and the cook's innate ingenuity, showcasing how even humble ingredients can be elevated to celebratory status. They are a testament to finding joy and satisfaction in what's at hand, a philosophy deeply embedded in the Recipes from Home series.
It truly is a beautiful way to think about food, not just as fuel, but as a direct link to culture, history, community. It adds so much depth.
It really does.
Now, let's sink our teeth into our first specific treat from the shrimp boat Recipes from Home. The Virginia Blackberry Cobbler. The source explicitly calls it a sweet Southern tradition, unequivocally embodying Southern heritage and the sweet essence of the Old Dominion state, Virginia.
The quintessential summer dessert for the region, you could argue.
You know, blackberries are just synonymous with the vibrant peak of summer, aren't they? That deep purple color, that tart, sweet flavor.
Indeed they are. The Virginia Blackberry Cobbler is a perfect example of how regional cuisine is intrinsically linked to its agricultural landscape and seasonal cycles. Blackberries thrive in Virginia's climate.
They grow wild too, right?
Oh yes, they grow in abundance across its fields and along its hedgerows during the warmer months. Their seasonal bounty naturally made them a prime candidate for a dessert that celebrates the bountiful harvest.
That phrase again, bountiful harvest.
And historically, before the advent of widespread refrigeration and the global supply chains we rely on today, local seasonal produce didn't just define what was eaten, It dictated when it was eaten.
Right. You ate what was ready now.
Precisely. So a blackberry cobbler wasn't just another dessert. It would have been a highly anticipated delight, eagerly awaited each year as summer ripened the berries to perfection. You looked forward to it all year.
Creating that sense of special occasion.
Exactly. This deep connection to the land and its natural rhythms is a hallmark of authentic Southern cooking, and the shrimp boat captures that beautifully.
And that connection to the land really emphasizes the vital importance of fresh ingredients, which is one of our key focuses today. The source highlights fresh blackberries, plump and ripe, as the absolute non-negotiable star.
Non-negotiable is right. You can't fake that.
Then it lists supporting ingredients: granulated sugar, butter, a touch of vanilla extract, a pinch of cinnamon, a dash of nutmeg, and biscuit dough. It's not a complex list, is it? No exotic, hard-to-find items.
No, it's beautifully simple, but the quality matters immensely. These are simple, quality ingredients.
So let's explore that.
Well, this raises a truly important question for us. How does the quality of these individual, fresh ingredients so profoundly elevate the entire dish? How does it transform it from just good to truly extraordinary?
Good question.
The insistence on fresh, plump, and ripe blackberries isn't just a preference, it's a fundamental requirement. These berries are the soul of the cobbler.
The soul, yeah.
They provide the essential sweet-tart balance, the natural sugars, and the juicy, tender texture that form its very core. If you attempt this with less than fresh, or worse, unripe berries,
Disaster.
you instantly compromise the entire flavor profile. You risk a bland or overly tart result. It just won't be the same dish.
So the berry quality is paramount. What about the others?
Well, consider the supporting cast. The butter isn't just a fact. It provides an incredible richness, a foundational savory note that beautifully complements the fruit's sweetness. And it helps create that heavenly syrup we'll discuss.
Quite richness from the butter.
Granulated sugar, of course, enhances the berry's natural sweetness and, crucially, aids in drawing out their juices.
We'll get to that method step.
Then you have the subtle but utterly crucial additions: vanilla extract for a deeper aromatic complexity, and cinnamon and nutmeg for a comforting warmth that harmonizes with the fruit's brightness.
Just a pinch, right? Not overpowering.
Exactly. Each ingredient plays a specific, vital, and you could argue, healthy role. Fresh fruit, basic components. When you use fresh ingredients, you're not just getting better flavor, you're often getting more vibrant nutrients. Their quality directly impacts the final sensory experience: flavor, aroma, and texture making it far more dynamic and memorable.
You can almost taste the difference just thinking about it, can't you?
Yeah.
A perfectly ripe blackberry, boosting with sweet tart juice and a delicate texture, compared to one that's a bit mealy or overly sour or just, bland.
It's night and day.
It's like the difference between a perfectly tuned instrument delivering every note clearly and one that's slightly off-key. Every single note, every ingredient truly matters here.
Well said. It's a symphony, like you called it earlier.
Now, let's turn our attention to the heart of the matter: the methodology described for creating this cobbler. The shrimp boat recipes from home gives us a wonderfully clear step-by-step process that showcases truly expert home baking techniques.
And these techniques are often simpler than you'd think, but crucial.
Okay, first step. You preheat your oven to 375 degrees F or 190 degrees C. Standard enough. Then you combine those fresh, plump blackberries with a generous sprinkle of granulated sugar, tossing them gently to ensure an even coating.
Gently is key. You don't want to mash them.
And the source explicitly notes that this crucial step brings out their natural sweetness. What's happening there?
That initial toss with sugar is a brilliant and fundamental example of understanding your ingredients and how they interact. The sugar doesn't merely add sweetness.
There's more to it.
Oh, yes. It initiates a process called maceration. Basically, the sugar starts to draw out the natural juices from the blackberries through osmosis.
Osmosis. Okay, science in the kitchen.
A little bit. This gentle coaxing creates a more concentrated, intensely flavorful, and naturally syrupy base, even before the baking process begins.
So it preps the berries.
Exactly. It's a foundational step that amplifies the fruit's inherent qualities, ensuring that every bite will be bursting with rich berry flavor rather than feeling, watered down. It's a simple technique that makes a profound difference in the final product's flavor.
Okay, simple but profound. I like that. And then the next step builds on that foundation. You melt butter directly in your baking dish.
Right in the dish, yeah. Saves washing up, too.
Good point. Creates what the source describes as a rich, buttery base. Over this, the sweetened, macerated blackberries are poured and spread evenly.
Spreading them evenly is important for consistent cooking.
And the text specifically highlights that this combination, once baked, will yield a heavenly syrup. That sounds like culinary magic happening right there.
It truly is a form of culinary alchemy and a cornerstone of the favorite methodology for a classic cobbler. The melted butter provides a luscious, savory fat that coats the berries,
Coating them.
adding an incredible depth of richness and preventing the fruit from drying out as it bakes. As the cobbler heats in the oven, the natural sugars from the berries, along with the added granulated sugar, begin to caramelize slightly.
Caramelization, key flavor developer.
Absolutely. This caramelization, combined with the fruit juices drawn out by the sugar and the melted butter, thickens and melds into that intensely flavored heavenly syrup that pools at the bottom.
So that's where the syrup comes from.
That's it. This syrup is a crucial component that contributes significantly to the cobbler's indulgent, smooth, and utterly satisfying mouthfeel. It's what gives the dish its signature comforting warmth.
Okay, got it. Syrup creation unlocked. After the berries are spread evenly, you sprinkle a touch of vanilla extract, a pinch of cinnamon, and a dash of nutmeg. The source tells us these aromatic spices will infuse the cobbler with warmth and depth.
And again, notice the small amounts: touch, pinch, dash.
Right, subtlety. I love how specific that is, not just adding flavor, but creating warmth and depth, evoking a certain feeling.
These spices are indeed employed with masterful precision, demonstrating a deep understanding of flavor layering. Cinnamon and nutmeg, while used sparingly to avoid overpowering the delicate blackberries.
You still want the berry to shine.
Exactly. They provide a comforting, earthy warmth that perfectly complements the fruit's bright, tart notes. Vanilla extract, meanwhile, deepens the overall aroma and flavor profile, adding a subtle complexity that elevates the simple fruit to something more sophisticated.
So they're working together. The spices and the fruit.
Harmonizing. They're not just an afterthought. They're essential contributors to the cobbler's full sensory experience, tapping into our sense of smell as much as our taste, making each spoonful feel familiar and wonderfully comforting.
Okay, the senses are fully engaged now. And then comes the truly iconic element of a cobbler, the biscuit topping.
The cobbled part, arguably.
Right. You prepare biscuit dough, roll it out, and cut it into distinct puzzle shapes to form a lovely biscuit topping, which is then artfully arranged over the blackberries.
Puzzle shapes. I like that description. Rustic.
It is, isn't it? The dish then bakes for a precise 35–40 minutes until the biscuit topping turns golden brown and the blackberries bubble up into a luscious, fragrant filling.
Those are your key indicators of doneness: sight and smell.
And finally, and crucially, it's advised to cool the cobblers slightly before serving warm, with the option of vanilla ice cream for an extra indulgent treat.
That cooling step is more important than people realize.
Okay, this is where we see those simple steps creating such complex layers of flavor and texture. Let's talk about those puddle shapes for the biscuit topping. They're more than just aesthetic, aren't they?
Oh, much more.
They must have a functional purpose, too. Do they allow steam to escape, perhaps preventing a soggy crust?
That's a huge part of it.
While also creating varied textures, maybe some edges get crispier, some centers stay softer, all while turning the beautiful golden brown.
You've hit on precisely why those puzzle shapes are a stroke of genius in home baking methodology. They're both practical and visually appealing. Functionally, yes, the gaps between the biscuit pieces allow steam to escape from the bubbling fruit below.
So no soggy bottom here.
Oh, hopefully not. This prevents the topping from becoming soggy, ensuring that the biscuit cooks through evenly and develops that desirable golden, flaky goodness. Aesthetically, they create a beautiful, rustic patchwork, hinting at the delicious fruit underneath. It looks homemade and inviting.
It does, and the texture variations.
In terms of texture, you're absolutely right. The exposed edges will often bake up slightly crispier, while the centers remain tender and soft, offering a delightful textural contrast in every single bite. It's not uniform, and that's part of its charm.
I love that. Imperfection makes perfection sometimes.
Especially in home baking. And those visual and aromatic cues for doneness, golden brown crust, and blackberries bubble up into a luscious, fragrant filling are classic indicators of a perfectly baked cobbler. That vigorous bubbling signifies that the fruit juices have thickened and the flavors have fully melded.
You can hear it sizzling.
And smell it filling the kitchen. And the instruction to cool slightly before serving is key. It allows the intensely hot fruit juices to set just enough.
So it's not soup.
Right. Prevents the cobbler from being too runny when served while still retaining its comforting warmth. And the recommended pairing with a scoop of cold vanilla ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
That's a perfect example of balanced presentation and temperature contrast. The hot cobbler, the cold cream, the tart fruit, the sweet cream, the soft biscuit, the smooth ice cream. It all comes together to elevate the entire experience to an indulgent treat.
It really covers all the bases, doesn't it? Flavor, texture, temperature.
Masterful combination.
The descriptions of the final product from the shrimp boat recipes from home are just mouth-watering. Irresistible flavors, a sweet treat, golden, flaky goodness of the biscuit topping, and a luscious, fragrant filling. It paints such a vivid, almost tangible picture.
It really does. And when we deconstruct these descriptions, we discover a masterclass in the deliberate development of flavor, texture, and presentation.
Okay, break it down.
Golden, flaky goodness isn't just about color. It speaks to the delicate, buttery layers of the biscuit, which provide a satisfying, slightly crisp exterior and a tender interior that offers a delightful textural contrast to the soft fruit beneath.
Crisp and tender biscuit, soft fruit. Got it.
The luscious, fragrant filling describes a smooth, thick, syrupy texture thanks to that maceration and baking process that clings beautifully to the spoon. Plus, you have the heady aroma of perfectly cooked berries and warming spices.
Luscious and fragrant. Sounds amazing.
And the flavor profile itself is a carefully orchestrated balance. The inherent tartness from the blackberries, expertly tempered by the added sweetness of the sugar, and then enriched by the savory notes of butter and the complex warmth of the spices.
Tart, sweet, rich, warm, all there.
Visually, the dark, bubbling fruit peeking through the golden, uneven crust is incredibly appealing, promising homemade comfort. It's all designed to engage multiple senses simultaneously, creating an indulgent treat that is both deeply satisfying and aesthetically inviting.
I'm imagining that first spoonful right now. The warmth hitting you, the delightful blend of soft bursting fruit, the tender biscuit giving way, and then the cool, creamy melt of vanilla ice cream cutting through the richness.
See, yeah, you're experiencing it already.
It's truly a symphony for the senses, a testament to how meticulous methodology and fresh, quality ingredients create a profoundly memorable dish. Just wonderful.
A true classic for a reason.
Okay, deep breath. Let's cleanse the palate, metaphorically speaking, and turn our attention to another iconic Virginia dessert from the shrimp boat recipes from home, the Virginia peanut pie.
Ah, moving from fruit to nut. A different kind of Southern staple.
Exactly. The source describes it as a cherished dessert celebrating the beloved peanut Virginia's state nut.
That state nut designation is interesting.
It is, isn't it? It elevates the peanut beyond just food.
It also states that its roots stretch back to the heart of the South, where peanuts have long been a staple in traditional recipes, offering, again, a sweet slice of Southern history.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, like we do with the cobbler, it really highlights how specific crops can fundamentally define an entire culinary landscape, shaping its heritage and identity.
So the peanut is more than just an ingredient in Virginia.
Oh, much more. It's a profound cultural symbol. Its designation as the state nut elevates it to a point of regional pride and underscores its deep historical significance. Historically, peanuts have been economically vital to the South,
How so?
especially post-Civil War. Agricultural innovations, like crop rotation championed by figures like George Washington Carver, helped rejuvenate depleted soils, often using peanuts because they're legumes, they fix nitrogen.
Ah, so they were practical for farming, too.
Immensely practical. This socioeconomic shift led to the widespread cultivation and integration of peanuts into nearly every aspect of Southern cuisine. From savory dishes, think boiled peanuts, peanut soup, to sweet confections like this pie.
So the pie is part of that larger integration.
Absolutely. This pie isn't just about enjoying a delicious dessert. It's about celebrating a crop that has significantly shaped Virginia's agriculture, economy, and social fabric for generations. It represents resourcefulness, resilience, and the ingenious ability of home cooks to turn a humble, abundant crop into something truly special.
Humble but mighty, as they say.
Exactly. The versatility of peanuts allowed them to become a staple that could be enjoyed in countless ways, making this pie a direct link to that rich history. It brings home the idea of how food traditions are inextricably intertwined with local history, hard work, and the very identity of a place.
That's incredibly fascinating. It really makes you think about the farmers, the sprawling fields, the whole industry that grew up around this little nut.
It puts the pie in context.
This pie is a direct culinary descendant of that agricultural legacy. Now, The shrimp boat recipes from home breaks down the ingredients into three main categories. Let's look at those.
Right, the components.
First, the roasted peanuts themselves, specifying 1 cup unsalted Virginia peanuts with a bit of vegetable oil and salt. Second, the pie crust familiar territory here, calling for all-purpose flour, salt, cold and cubed unsalted butter, and ice-cold water.
Classic pie crust ingredients. The method matters there, as we know.
And third, the pie filling, which uses eggs, granulated sugar, light corn syrup, melted unsalted butter, vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt.
A rich, almost custard-like base for the nuts.
The meticulous detail in these ingredient lists from the shrimp boat is, again, a testament to the pursuit of quality and precision in Southern home baking, isn't it?
It really is. Every detail seems intentional.
Like the specific call for unsalted Virginia peanuts. Why is that so significant?
Well, Virginia peanuts are renowned for their larger size, their distinctive, slightly sweeter flavor, and their satisfying crunch compared to, say, runner peanuts used often in peanut butter.
Ah, so there are different types with different qualities.
Definitely. And using unsalted peanuts is crucial because it gives the baker complete control over the seasoning. This is absolutely critical for achieving that perfect, delicate balance of sweet and salty in the final pie. You don't want mystery salt levels from pre-salted nuts.
Total control. Got it. And for the pie crust, cold and cubed unsalted butter. We touched on this with biscuits, but it's fundamental here too, right?
Absolutely non-negotiable for a truly flaky, tender crust. The cold butter prevents excessive gluten development, which makes a crust tough. Instead, it creates tiny pockets of steam during baking
Steam pockets.
that result in those desirable, airy, flaky layers. It's the physics of fat and water in dough.
Fascinating. And in the filling, light corn syrup. What's its role beyond just sweetness?
Corn syrup plays a crucial, often underestimated role here. It contributes significantly to the characteristic texture of peanut pie, which is a perfect balance of a slightly chewy, yet smooth, rich, custard-like consistency.
Chewy and smooth. How does it do that?
It helps prevent sugar crystallization, which can make fillings grainy, so it ensures that signature velvety texture while also adding a certain body and, yes, a bit of chewiness that complements the nuts. It's subtle but essential.
Okay, so it's a texture manager as much as a sweetener.
Precisely. Each ingredient, carefully selected and specified in the book, contributes to a healthy, balanced flavor profile. You've got protein from nuts and eggs, carbs, fats, and the pie's overall structural integrity.
So, every single detail, from the geographical origin of the peanut Virginia to the precise temperature and form of the butter, fundamentally impacts the final product.
It's a chain reaction.
It's not just a collection of items, it's a carefully orchestrated symphony of components, each playing its part. I can truly imagine the difference in flavor intensity and texture between a generic peanut and a specifically sourced, high-quality Virginia peanut, especially after hearing that.
It makes a world of difference, especially when it's the star ingredient.
Let's delve into the art of assembly for this pie, which is where methodology truly shines, starting with the careful preparation of the peanuts themselves. Roasting them properly seems key.
Absolutely foundational for the flavor.
The source meticulously describes the roasting process. First, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees C. Toss the unsalted Virginia peanuts with vegetable oil and a pinch of salt. Then, crucially, spread them on a baking sheet in a single layer. Why a single layer?
Even heat exposure. If they're piled up, the ones on the bottom won't roast properly, the ones on top might burn. Single layer ensures consistency.
Makes sense. They roast for about 15-20 minutes, stirring them every 5 minutes until they are golden and aromatic. Stirring is important too, then.
Oh, yes. Same reason guarantees uniform browning and allows for the full aromatic development, releasing those essential nutty oils. You'll smell the difference as they roast.
That smell must be incredible. And critically, it warns be careful not to overcook them. What happens if you do?
Burnt peanuts are bitter. Acrid almost. It would fundamentally compromise the pie's delicate sweet and salty balance, turning what should be a delight into something, well, unpleasant.
So there's a fine line.
A very fine line. This step is entirely about enhancing the natural nutty flavor to its absolute peak without crossing it. It's a beautiful example of how simple ingredients require careful, nuanced technique to truly shine. And that aromatic transformation during roasting is a key part of the sensory anticipation for the final pie.
Okay, peak nutty flavor achieved. That level of meticulous attention to detail, even for a seemingly simple step like roasting nuts, is truly impressive and speaks to that favorite methodology aspect we're focusing on.
It's about respecting the ingredient.
Then we have the pie crust, which, as you said, is often considered the foundation of any great pie. The instructions from the shrimp boat are classic standard practice almost.
They are, because they work.
Combine flour and salt, add cold, cubed, unsalted butter, working it in until the mixture resembles coarse crumbs.
Not fine meal, coarse crumbs. You want those butter pieces distinct.
Right. Gradually add ice-cold water, 1 tablespoon at a time, until the dough just comes together. Not too much water.
Crucial. Too much water is
Yeah.
tough crust.
Form it into a disc, wrap it, and refrigerate for at least 30 minutes, and finally roll out the chilled dough. This is the cornerstone of traditional pie crust technique, isn't it?
Absolutely. It is the cornerstone of any truly good pie and a prime example of time-honored methodology passed down. The stage where cold butter is worked into the flour until it resembles coarse crumbs is critical.
Why coarse specifically?
It's about creating small, distinct pieces of fat encapsulated by flour. When these fat pockets melt rapidly in the hot oven, they release steam. That steam pushes apart the layers of flour, forming those desirable, tender, flaky strata.
Ah, the steam creates the flakes.
Essentially, yes. The ice-cold water is equally critical as it minimizes gluten development. Gluten forms when flour gets wet and worked. Too much gluten makes a crust tough and chewy, rather than flaky and tender.
So cold and minimal handling are key.
Exactly. And refrigerating the dough for at least 30 minutes is essential for 2 reasons. 1, it allows the gluten that is formed to relax, making the dough easier to roll out without shrinking back. 2, it ensures the butter remains cold and firm, ready to create those delicate, flaky textures during baking.
Science again. Relaxed gluten, cold butter.
It's a scientific process, yes, but when executed correctly, it yields that satisfying snap and melt-in-your-mouth texture of a perfectly flaky crust. Worth the effort.
Definitely sounds like it. This meticulous methodology really ensures that signature sweet, nutty, and salty flavor we're looking for in the Virginia peanut pie. Now let's look at the final steps for assembly and baking outlined in the shrimp boat recipes from home.
Bringing it all together.
You place the perfectly roasted peanuts in the prepared chilled pie crust. Then you whisk together the eggs, granulated sugar, light corn syrup, melted unsalted butter, vanilla extract, and that crucial pinch of salt to create what the source calls the delectable mixture.
Sounds decadent already.
This mixture is then poured carefully over the peanuts and the crust. The pie bakes for about 50-60 minutes or until the center is set and the top is beautifully golden. Those visual cues again.
Very important for custard-based pies. Center is set means no liquid jiggle.
And then there's that absolute non-negotiable final instruction we hinted at. You must cool completely before slicing and serving. Why is that so critical here?
Okay, that meticulousness indeed is the very essence of ensuring the pie reaches its full potential. The careful whisking of the filling creates a uniform texture, ensuring every bite is consistently smooth and rich. The visual cues for doneness, center is set, and beautifully golden top are essential indicators. When the center is set, it means the egg proteins in the custard have coagulated sufficiently.
Cooked through.
Right. The beautifully golden top suggests delightful caramelization and even baking. But let's really emphasize that final step. Cool completely. With any custard-based pie, like this Virginia peanut pie, the filling needs substantial time to set properly as it cools.
So it firms up after baking.
Exactly. The structure develops during cooling. If you cut into it too soon, while it's still warm, the custard will be runny, unstable, liquidy. You'll completely lose that firm yet creamy texture that defines a well-made pie. It'll just ooze everywhere.
It's a pie tragedy. A pie tragedy, indeed. Cooling completely allows the internal structure to stabilize, resulting in clean, elegant slices and the perfect intended mouthfeel. It's an act of culinary patience, certainly, but it's the final, critical step that guarantees the entire painstaking process results in perfection, marrying the sweet, salty, and nutty elements into a cohesive, delicious whole. Don't rush it.
Patience is a virtue, especially in baking, it seems. So the payoff for all that careful work, all that precise methodology from roasting the nuts to cooling the final pie, is truly in the unveiling. The shrimp boat describes the final product as a mouth-watering delight, with a sweet, nutty, and slightly salty flavor, and a top that is beautifully golden.
And that description perfectly captures the exquisite essence of Virginia peanut pie. It's a direct outcome of the careful ingredient selection and that meticulous methodology we've been discussing.
So how does that sweet, nutty, and slightly salty flavor profile work so well? It's a classic combination, isn't it? Think salted caramel or chocolate with sea salt. The sweetness from the sugar and corn syrup harmonizes beautifully with the deep, robust nuttiness of those perfectly roasted Virginia peanuts. And that crucial pinch of salt doesn't just add saltiness, it acts as a powerful flavor enhancer. It brightens the sweetness, deepens the nuttiness, and brings all those elements into a perfectly balanced, complex symphony. It prevents it from being cloying.
The salt cuts the sweetness and boosts the nuts. Clever.
Very clever. Texturally, you experience an incredible interplay.
Yeah.
The crisp, flaky pie crust provides that satisfying initial resistance,
The snap.
followed by the firm yet creamy, almost melt-in-your-mouth custard filling, punctuated by the delightful, tender crunch of the whole roasted peanuts embedded within.
So, flaky, creamy, crunchy, all in one bite.
All in one bite. Visually, the beautifully golden top, often with a slight sheen from the corn syrup, is incredibly inviting, promising a decadent experience that appeals to every sense. It's an ideal blend of contrasting elements, sweet, savory, crunchy, smooth, that come together for a deeply satisfying and uniquely Southern treat.
I can almost feel the varied textures and the complex flavor layers dancing in each imaginary bite. From the satisfying crunch of the peanut hitting your teeth to the velvet smooth custard melting away, all perfectly cradled within that flaky, buttery crust.
It's quite an experience.
It's truly a testament to thoughtful ingredient selection, meticulous methodology, and a profound understanding of flavor, texture, and presentation. Just like the cobbler, but in a completely different way.
Indeed. And both the Virginia Blackberry Cobbler and the Virginia Peanut Pie, though distinct in their star ingredients, fruit versus nut, and their specific flavor profiles, share a fundamental philosophy that really seems to permeate the shrimp boat recipes from home.
What's that shared philosophy?
The series consistently frames them as more than a dessert. They are presented again and again as a tribute to the Southern culinary heritage, embodying deep cultural values beyond just taste.
It's striking, isn't it, how both dishes manage that? One celebrating the ephemeral joy of fresh summer fruit, kind of fleeting.
Right, capturing a moment.
And the other honoring a sturdy, year-round staple crop like the peanut. Yet both manage to embody similar core values. They beautifully transform humble, readily available ingredients into something extraordinary through meticulous yet accessible home baking techniques.
Accessible is key. These aren't hot cuisine techniques, they're home techniques perfected.
And both undeniably speak to that core theme of Southern warmth, resourcefulness, and hospitality, reflecting a profound generosity of spirit.
If we connect this to the bigger picture again, these dishes reveal a common, deeply rooted philosophy in Southern home cooking, finding immense joy in celebrating tradition within the familiar.
Using what's around you, what defines your place.
Exactly. It's about recognizing and elevating the local bounty, whether it's the seasonal burst of blackberries or the reliable year-round harvest of peanuts, and then enhancing those ingredients through thoughtful, skillful preparation. Both recipes, drawn from the shrimp boat recipes from home, emphasize a dedication to craftsmanship and a deep respect for heritage that turns simple into spectacular.
Craftsmanship even in simple things.
Yes, they reflect not just a love for good food, but the intrinsic act of nourishing others, both physically and culturally. Sharing that piece of pie is sharing heritage.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener, taking all this in? It means seeing these desserts not merely as food on a plate, but as living stories, as tangible history, as profound expressions of care and community.
Hopefully it adds another layer of appreciation.
Understanding the why behind the ingredients, why fresh berries are non-negotiable, why specific Virginia peanuts are called for, and the how behind the methodology, the delicate sugar toss for maceration, the science of cold butter in a crust, the precise roasting of nuts, it fundamentally enriches the simple act of eating, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It moves beyond just consumption.
It's about appreciating the entire journey from farm to table, recognizing the cultural significance woven into each recipe, and honoring the dedication to craftsmanship, even in what might seem like everyday home cooking.
Seeing the skill involved.
So when you taste these dishes, maybe next time you have a piece of cobbler or peanut pie, you're not just experiencing sugar and fruit or nuts, you are tasting tradition, tasting love, and tasting the very sweet essence of Virginia, as the book puts it.
A connection to place and people.
And that brings us to the end of our sweet, immersive journey through Virginia's culinary heartland, guided by the shrimp boat recipes from home.
We've meticulously explored the Virginia Blackberry Cobbler and the Virginia Peanut Pie.
Two fantastic examples, uncovering how regional culinary culture, the selection of the freshest, healthiest ingredients, precise and time-honored methodology, and the irresistible interplay of flavor, texture, and presentation all combine to create truly iconic Southern desserts.
It's a perfect storm of factors.
They are, as the shrimp boat recipes from home so beautifully puts it, a definitive taste of tradition and the warmth of Southern hospitality.
A wonderful summary phrase for them. As you go about your day, maybe we can leave you with this thought. Consider how often the most beloved and enduring culinary traditions are, in fact, built on humble, fresh ingredients.
Humble beginnings.
These seemingly simple components are then elevated to extraordinary heights by thoughtful technique, a meticulous methodology passed down through generations, and a deep, abiding respect for heritage.
Technique and heritage lifting the humble.
It's a powerful testament, I think, that true magic in cooking often lies not in complexity, but in the mastery of simplicity, understanding the fundamentals.
That's a great thought to end on. Mastery of simplicity. We heartily encourage you to explore the Shrimp Boat book series if this has piqued your interest. There are surely more delightful recipes and captivating culinary journeys into Southern home cooking within its pages.
Definitely worth seeking out if you enjoy this kind of exploration.
And perhaps the next time you encounter a warm cobbler or a perfectly set pie, you might even feel inspired to try your hand at creating these Southern classics yourself. Do it not just for the incredible taste, which is reason enough, but for the profound experience of connecting with a rich, delicious, and deeply meaningful heritage.
It's rewarding on multiple levels.
We hope you've thoroughly enjoyed this deep dive, and we'll be back soon with another exploration just for you.
Hey, let's talk about something delicious. Dive into the culinary world with the Shrimp Boat podcast. Discover the origins of iconic dishes and snag mouth-watering recipes you won't find anywhere else. And guess what? We've got a cookbook series too. Packed with our signature recipes, it brings the flavors of the sea right to your kitchen. But not just seafood. There's local favorites from all over the world, sweet tooth delights, and even homemade wine. Whether you're a seasoned chef or just getting started, our step-by-step guides make cooking a breeze. Subscribe now and grab your copy of the Shrimp Boat Cookbook today. Bon appetit.
Welcome to the debate. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of Virginia's culinary heritage, specifically looking at the Shrimp Boat publication to consider two, really titans of Southern dessert, the Virginia Blackberry Cobbler and the Virginia Peanut Pie.
Mm-hmm. And our central question, really, is which of these iconic dishes offers the, let's say, superior experience? We'll be judging based on 4 criteria: overall taste, how easy it is to prepare, its suitability for an event, and, interestingly, its potential for commercial success outside its home region.
Exactly. And I'll be making the case for the enduring appeal of the Virginia Blackberry Cobbler.
And I will be advocating for the distinct advantages, as I see them, of the Virginia Peanut Pie.
So, from my perspective, the Virginia Blackberry Cobbler, it isn't just a dessert. It's really the culinary embodiment of Southern comfort, tradition. It captures a specific, cherished slice of Southern heritage through its, straightforward yet profoundly satisfying approach. The cobbler's true magic, I think, lies in its reliance on the season's bounty, specifically those fresh, plump blackberries that form its very soul. As described in the Shrimp Boat, its preparation is surprisingly direct. It lets the natural, vibrant sweetness of the fruit take center stage, subtly enhanced by a carefully selected blend of aromatic spices, particularly cinnamon and nutmeg.
Right.
And this combination, when baked, yields a truly heavenly syrup that envelops a luscious, fragrant filling. To me, this dessert is a direct reflection of Southern warmth and hospitality, making it just an unparalleled choice for intimate family gatherings, or really any occasion where its comforting, warm embrace can truly shine, evoking memories and fostering connection.
Okay, I see that point, but I come at it from a, let's say, fundamentally different perspective. While the cobbler certainly possesses a rustic charm, the Virginia Peanut Pie, it transcends that simplicity. It offers a far more complex and, I would argue, extraordinary taste profile. It's a masterful celebration of Virginia's state nut, delivering a unique and deeply satisfying sweet, nutty, and slightly salty flavor. That combination is difficult, I think, for any fruit-forward dessert to really rival. Now, it's undeniable that its preparation demands a more meticulous hand. You've got separate, precise steps not just for perfectly roasted peanuts, but also for crafting a scratch-made pie crust. Yet this very investment in technique is what elevates it, in my view, from a simple treat to a cherished dessert. It results in a truly refined and deeply satisfying outcome that speaks to generations of careful culinary practice. Furthermore, its inherent structured form and the ability to serve it beautifully cooled make it an incredibly versatile and elegant option for almost any event. It facilitates easy, clean sharing and enjoyment in a way a warm, often, free-form cobbler sometimes struggles to achieve.
I see why you might prioritize complexity, but let me offer a different perspective on what constitutes maybe superior taste. The Virginia Blackberry Cobbler's strength. It lies in its profound culinary honesty. It's a testament to the raw, vibrant acidity and natural sweetness of perfectly ripe blackberries, a quintessential taste of summer amplified by just a hint of cinnamon and nutmeg, rather than being masked by overly complex additions. These spices provide a subtle warmth that enhances rather than competes with the fruit's inherent character. It allows the sweet essence of the Old Dominion state to truly emerge. The cobbler's golden, flaky goodness isn't the delicate lamination of a pie crust. It's the tender, slightly crisp exterior of a classic Southern biscuit, designed to complement and absorb the fruit juices. This creates a rich, luscious, fragrant filling that is, in my view, best served warm, perhaps with a dollop of vanilla ice cream. This simplicity, paradoxically, offers its own profound insight into Southern comfort food, an unadulterated taste of the season.
That's an interesting point about culinary honesty, though I might frame it differently. I sometimes see simplicity not always as strength, but occasionally as a limitation. While the cobbler offers a pleasant, direct sweetness, the Virginia peanut pie delivers a far more sophisticated and multi-layered flavor journey. Its distinct, sweet, nutty, and slightly salty flavor profile isn't just a claim, it's a carefully orchestrated interplay. The perfectly roasted Virginia peanuts contribute not only their signature earthiness, but also a beautiful, almost brittle crunch.
Okay.
This contrasts beautifully with the dense, gooey richness of the custard, a luxurious blend of eggs, corn syrup, and butter, all encased in a flaky, buttery short crust. This combination creates a sophisticated mouthfeel and a depth of indulgence that a single fruit-forward profile, often struggles to achieve. The sweetness here, derived from corn syrup, is a rich caramel-like sweetness that harmonizes with the nuts, allowing the savory elements to truly emerge rather than just a bright fruit sugar. It's really a masterclass in textural interplay and balanced decadence.
But I'm not quite convinced that the pie's layered sweetness, particularly from the corn syrup, doesn't risk overshadowing the very Virginia peanuts you champion. Does it truly allow the subtle, earthy notes of the nut to shine through? Or does it become, as many rich desserts do, simply a sugar-forward experience where the primary ingredient is almost an afterthought? I appreciate the textural complexity, but I question if it comes at the expense of the core ingredient's integrity.
Well, conversely, one could argue that the cobbler's simple, fruit-forward profile, while pleasant and refreshing, perhaps lacks the sustained intrigue required for what the source calls an extraordinary dessert. The subtle interplay of sweet, salty, and nutty in the peanut pie provides a deeper, more enduring sensory experience that a single fruit note, however fresh and vibrant, might not fully achieve over, the course of eating it. The symphony of textures and flavors I mentioned for the peanut pie comes from that crisp, almost brittle snap of the perfectly roasted nuts, contrasting with the dense, gooey richness of the custard, all encased in that delicate, buttery crust. This delivers a layered experience with every single bite, a far cry from just a singular fruit burst.
Okay, so while we might debate the ultimate sensory experience, the practicalities of, bringing these delights to life can't be ignored. Let's consider the journey from ingredients to oven. How do these two dishes stack up in terms of ease of preparation? The Virginia Blackberry Cobbler, as outlined in the Shrimp Boat, is considerably more approachable. Its recipe follows a concise 8-step process that largely involves straightforward combining of ingredients: fresh blackberries, sugar, butter, spices. The topping, described as biscuit dough, is simply rolled out and cut into puzzle shapes.
Right, the biscuit dough.
Yeah, this quick bread-style dough offers a tender, slightly crumbly texture, perfect for soaking up the fruit juices. Unlike a laminated pastry, it reflects a more rustic, less demanding approach to baking. It relies on the quality of its primary ingredient, the fruit itself. And the baking time is also significantly shorter, requiring only about 35 to 40 minutes. It's a dessert that someone can, easily whip up without excessive culinary experience, prioritizing simple ingredients and minimal fuss.
I'm sorry, but I just don't buy that the cobbler's comparative ease necessarily translates to a superior product or even, frankly, a more rewarding baking experience. The Virginia peanut pie, while certainly more demanding in its creation, yields a product whose quality and distinct character absolutely justify the extra effort. It's not a single linear process. It involves 3 distinct sub-recipes. You have 5 meticulous steps just for roasting the peanuts to perfection, ensuring their flavor is deeply developed.
Okay, that's fair.
Then, there are 6 steps dedicated to preparing the pie crust entirely from scratch, which includes crucial refrigeration time, allowing the butter to firm up and the gluten to relax. This isn't just about added effort. It's the non-negotiable step for achieving that delicate, almost shattering flakiness that pre-made doughs simply can't replicate. This foundation is key to the pie's structural integrity and its luxurious texture. Finally, there are 5 more steps for assembling and baking the pie itself. The total baking time is longer, ranging from 50 to 60 minutes, but this extended commitment reflects the meticulous crafting required for its detailed composition and the, undeniably refined outcome. This depth of effort is what elevates it.
I appreciate the attention to detail for the pie. But the cobbler's mention of biscuit dough does imply a component that, for many home bakers, could be a simple, even ready-made staple, further streamlining the process. The focus remains squarely on the beautiful fruit, not on laboring over a complex pastry. The cobbler's golden, flaky goodness is the comforting, slightly crisp exterior of a classic Southern biscuit, offering a texture designed to merge with and absorb the heavenly syrup of the fruit. It's a different culinary goal than the crisp, layered flakiness of a pie crust. It's about accessibility and showcasing the bounty with minimal intervention.
That's a compelling argument for accessibility, sure. But have you considered that the extra effort for a scratch-made pie crust in the peanut pie ensures a quality and a distinct, butter-laden flakiness that cannot be matched by simpler or even pre-made doughs? This isn't just about texture, it's about flavor integration. The crust becomes an integral part of the pie's identity, providing a delicate counterpoint to the dense filling and, crucially, a structural integrity that's paramount for serving. It's about building a foundation that truly elevates the entire dessert to a different echelon.
Right. Let's talk about serving. For an event, I would still argue the Virginia Blackberry Cobbler is superior. Served warm, maybe still bubbling slightly from the oven, it genuinely embodies Southern warmth and hospitality. It's explicitly mentioned as ideal for family gatherings. Its rustic, comforting nature and that bountiful harvest feel create an incredibly inviting and informal atmosphere. It allows guests to savor a slice of Virginia's charm in a relaxed communal setting. There's an undeniable allure to a warm, bubbling cobbler scooped into bowls that speaks to shared moments, fostering a sense of togetherness that maybe a more formal, pre-portioned dessert might struggle to replicate. The very act of serving it warm, almost straight from the oven, reinforces its homemade, generous spirit.
While the warmth of a cobbler is certainly inviting, and yes, it evokes a particular kind of gathering, the Virginia peanut pie, once properly cooled, offers a much cleaner, more manageable serving experience. And that translates better, I think, to a broader range of events. It can be neatly sliced into individual, consistent portions. This makes it far more practical for serving multiple guests and allows for easier, mess-free consumption without the potential for drips or uneven portions that can sometimes accompany a warm scooped cobbler.
Practicality.
Exactly. Its presentation as a cherished dessert with a sturdy, elegant structure makes it exceptionally versatile. For larger or perhaps more formal gatherings, avoiding mess and ensuring consistent portions means guests can enjoy the dessert with ease and dignity. It fosters an environment where people can share stories and laughter without having to wrestle with a spoon or worry about sticky fingers. And its ability to hold its form for an extended period also contributes significantly to its practicality for event planning.
But doesn't the shared communal aspect of a warm cobbler, perhaps scooped into bowls directly from a large baking dish, enhance the welcoming, informal feel of an event? It feels less formal, more genuinely hospitable, creating a moment of shared indulgence rather than a, structured serving line. It speaks to a certain unpretentious generosity that is such a hallmark of Southern entertaining.
I understand that appeal, I really do. But for true versatility, particularly for events that might extend over a longer period or where guests are mingling, the pie's elegance and practicality become paramount. Its stable structure means it can be prepared well ahead of time, transported with ease, and served without demanding immediate consumption. This is a significant advantage for hosts who want to ensure a seamless experience for their guests, allowing the focus to remain on conversation and connection rather than the logistics of serving a delicate, potentially messy, hot dessert. It provides a dignified and convenient experience for both host and guest, I think.
Okay. Finally, let's consider the commercial landscape. Profitability if these desserts were to be sold commercially outside their home region. The Virginia Blackberry Cobbler, with its reliance on fresh, plumped blackberries and the recommendation to serve it warm, inherently presents, significant logistical challenges. Its core appeal is tied to seasonal freshness, which limits year-round availability and necessitates a robust, often expensive, cold chain for distribution.
True.
Moreover, maintaining the optimal serving temperature for broader commercial distribution, perhaps across states or regions, introduces complexities in packaging, reheating instructions, and ensuring quality upon delivery. It's fundamentally a perishable item whose quality degrades pretty quickly without specific handling. This makes it more suited perhaps to local, artisanal markets or specialty bakeries that can manage these constraints, appealing to a unique, high-value segment focused on that freshness.
I just don't buy that the cobbler's freshness appeal automatically translates to superior commercial viability at scale. The Virginia peanut pie's inherent characteristics make it far more suitable for wider commercial distribution and therefore potentially more profitable in the long run. Its key ingredient, Virginia peanuts, carries a strong, recognized regional identity that can be powerfully leveraged in marketing to new, unfamiliar markets. Crucially, the pie's stable structure and its ability to be served completely cooled means it boasts a significantly longer shelf life and superior travel stability compared to a warm fruit-based cobbler.
Right, stability is key there.
Absolutely. This makes it ideal for more efficient production, packaging, and shipping to new markets, where its unique sweet, nutty, and slightly salty flavor would truly stand out as an authentic regional delicacy. Imagine the possibilities for online sales or broad retail placement, where structural integrity and extended shelf life are, frankly, non-negotiable.
I could argue, though, that the inherent appeal of freshness for the cobbler, much like artisanal bread or seasonal produce, might create a unique high-value segment. Consumers are increasingly willing to pay a premium for items perceived as fresh, locally sourced, and maybe even ephemeral. This bespoke appeal, despite logistical hurdles, could command a higher price point, fostering a niche but highly loyal customer base that values the authentic, unadulterated experience over mass availability. It's about selling an experience, perhaps, not just a product.
That's a compelling argument for a niche premium market, definitely. However, for true scale and broad commercial reach, which often dictates profitability in the long run, the pie's longer shelf life and structural integrity offer undeniable practical advantages. These qualities allow for more efficient production planning, larger batch sizes, simpler packaging requirements, and more cost-effective distribution. The ability to endure varied shipping conditions without compromising quality is paramount for market penetration. While freshness has its place, the peanut pie offers a robust, consistent product that can reach a far wider audience, making it, I believe, a more viable candidate for widespread market dominance without compromising its intrinsic, cherished quality.
So, we've explored the Virginia Blackberry Cobbler and the Virginia peanut pie through these critical lenses: taste, ease of preparation, their suitability for events, and their potential commercial viability. Both undeniably are profound expressions of Southern culinary heritage, as highlighted in the Shrimp Boat publication.
Indeed, and we've seen that the cobbler champions a direct, comforting, and fruity experience, rooted in natural seasonality and simpler preparation. In contrast, the peanut pie offers a sophisticated, complex, and distinct flavor profile that demands a more intricate approach, ultimately creating a product of remarkable stability and versatility.
Each offers unique advantages when considering these criteria, doesn't it? From the rustic, immediate charm and warmth of the cobbler to the refined elegance and robust practicality of the pie. It truly underscores how different culinary philosophies can lead to equally beloved yet quite distinct outcomes.
Absolutely. And understanding these differing perspectives hopefully deepens our appreciation for the diverse traditions within Southern baking and the nuanced choices inherent in crafting these beloved dishes. These aren't just recipes, they are, as you said, culinary narratives. We encourage everyone to delve further into these insights within their own material and, of course, form your own conclusions on which truly stands supreme.